Hi everyone, and welcome back to Ask Alexa Therapy Facebook Live. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. So excited to be here each Sunday going over and sharing questions from you, the viewers. Please send all questions to info@askalexatherapy.com. Well, let's go to tonight's question. Dear Ask Alexa, I graduated social work school 5 years ago, and I can't seem to find a job in social work. Either I need experience, and I've been on plenty of interviews, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. This is such a tough question. I think if you're in the social work field or whatever field you're actually in, it can be very frustrating and sometimes discouraging when you're going on the job hunt and you're going on all these interviews. And I know a lot of times they say, well, we need someone experienced. But again, how do you get experience unless somebody hires you? And I know a lot of times when you're going to social work school, as I did myself, you do internships, you do field work. So you do have the opportunity to work in different fields. Sometimes it's paid, sometimes it's not paid. So I would also recommend maybe going back and reaching out to the places you've done your internship or your field work and see if they have any positions available or if they know anybody that's hiring. Also, I would recheck your references. Make sure that they are appropriate. Are they up to date? Do you need to maybe adjust one or two or exchange some and maybe get some new references? Because sometimes references can really make or break if you get the job or not, especially if the reference maybe does not say really positive or encouraging things to your future employer. So I would somehow check your references. Also maybe see if you can update your references and maybe have them a little more varied and very different in their different approaches, but also in their backgrounds. And sometimes you can ask your references, what do they see as your high points? What do they see as your strengths? And also to be able to really discuss who you are as a person, but also who you are as a worker in the social work field. So I would recommend do not get discouraged. And I know it's so much easier said than done, but keep plugging away at it. Especially now with the pandemic, I know things were slowing down, but a lot of people are looking for people to come back into work, and especially the mental health field is really, really crowded and very overwhelmed right now. And there are shortages of therapists and mental health workers. So please keep applying. Maybe also start looking at your resume. Start looking at your different points that you use when you go on interviews and change them up a little bit. Maybe add them or delete some and see which ones, by just tweaking your interview style, your references, and also your background, what type of jobs you'd be interested in, but also the impact of your interviewing skills. A lot of times when you go on interviews, you can always request feedback. Most of the time they will give you feedback, either negative or positive, or why they didn't choose to go with you as the right candidate for their job, which is also important to get that feedback. And I know sometimes it's very hard to hear it, but I think it's so important because so many times, sometimes we don't realize how we're coming across. We don't realize some of the key words, the key terms for each job position that needs to be stated, that they need to hear to say, okay, this person sounds like they'd be an appropriate fit for this type of position. So one, I would see if you can contact past places you've interviewed, request feedback if you haven't already. I would also check out your references, see if they need to be updated, see if there's any different types of references that you can use right now, and also reach out to anyone you've done field work or internship. I know school was 5 years ago, but sometimes touching back base with your school and being an alumni, they will think of you and put you first most of the time and be able to introduce you and get you in the door places that you might not have been able to do on your own. So check back with your graduate school, check with your references, check with future employees and people that you're interviewing for what they're looking for, and also past ones, what their feedback is. So again, thank you so much for writing in this question. Please keep sending in your questions to info@askalexatherapy.com, and also check out my new episode of the Alexa Show, Ask Alexa, will be coming out soon. I was so excited I was able to tape back in studio, live in person, and it was just so great to be with my crew and be back in the station. So I'll be doing a class and also a workshop coming up, either Zoom or in person, based on my book. My book is done almost with editing and will be coming out soon. So again, I will be doing type of Zoom workshops or in person, going on different topics that have been in my book, such as EMDR, the way I do my practice, trauma, abuse, addiction, stuck thoughts, kind of working on those negative monologues that run in our heads, but also being able to define, establish, and also strengthen your walk in life, which is the title of my next book, Your Walk in Life. So again, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Please send in any contact info to here on Facebook Live or on Ask Alexa Therapy on Facebook or Instagram, or send us an email at info@askalexatherapy.com so I can reach out to you with our newsletter and let you know about the book signings and the in-person and Zoom workshops. Please keep sending in your questions. Thank you so much each week for tuning in and for all of your support. Everybody, have a good night and God bless.